Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IGN Pro League casts, and we are going into the second game between StarLife and KiwiKaKi. The first game went firmly, and I do mean firmly, in favor of KiwiKaKi. Excellent play there by him. StarLife going to have to come back from that, and probably a little bit shaken by the huge amount of damage that was done to him by those Dark Templar. Messy stuff. The player that likes to do harassment, that being StarLife, who's also very creative, was himself harassed and was unable to really do anything about it. That's going to shake anybody. We'll have to see just how this one turns out. And we're ready to kick it off very shortly indeed, folks. Are you ready for it? I certainly am. My name is TotalBiscuit, and I'm bringing you this matchup. There will be blood. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tal'Darim Altar, which will be the venue for this particular war. We've got StarLife right here from Complexity Gaming. He's in the green trunks. He is playing Terran, and he is to the southwest of this rather large map versus his opponent KiwiKaKi from Team Root. He is in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Protoss up to the northwest. Well, well, well. Looks like KiwiKaKi is on the ball and is on fire, as he usually is, and StarLife is going to have to do quite a little bit of work in order to come back from that. It's a very tough matchup for StarLife in this first match of the IGN Pro League series. Of course, everyone starts off in the winner brackets. It's a double elimination format, so the loser of this match will get knocked down. He will not be knocked out, but he will still be there. There's 16 players in this tournament, all of them absolutely fantastic. The question is, will StarLife be able to deal with the might of KiwiKaKi? We will find out. Wall-off coming up right here, and this is an interesting map because it doesn't actually have a ramp. Now, you might have noticed a lot of the maps do have a ramp. This one does not. Not at all. You got these cliffs that you can use as choke points, but aside from that, you got a kind of wall off right there, and there is no line of sight. That's something to bear in mind. Walling off not quite as effective because, of course, you cannot prevent the line of sight. You'll be able to fire behind it without a problem. You don't have to run up a ramp, and that's a little bit risky for anyone, particularly Terran players. KiwiKaKi, gateway coming down, and a simulator for him. Nothing particularly special as of yet, not that you really expect him to. StarLife with the barracks coming up right there, and he'll perhaps look to do a partial wall-off. There are certainly benefits to doing so. Bear in mind, this area right here is what he'll be looking to expand into in the not-too-distant future, and this is the kind of map where you've got to be very wary about what the Protoss is going to do to you. There have been many a Tal'Darim Altar match that have ended in the first 10 or so minutes, maybe even less than that, because of the feared 4-gateway push. And that involves placing 4 gateways, getting a pylon down in a convenient place, warping in units and applying pressure that your opponent cannot stop. StarLife spots the probe coming in, and the scout coming up for KiwiKaKi. He'll have a look around, see where you can see. Nothing unusual for StarLife right now. No early 2-gateway aggression or anything like that. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I were KiwiKaKi right now. Be nice and chilled out. Marine rains it down on the probe. He can leave immediately. However, he's not going to be able to catch him, I am afraid. The question is, what is KiwiKaKi going to do? Another chrono boost used on the Cybernetics core, starting off with the warp gate. One assimilator down. These are the trademarks, folks. They are the trademarks of a 4-gateway attack early on, but never, ever, ever get too confident with your predictions. The thing that a lot of spectators like to do is say, oh, well, I've seen this, therefore 7 or 8 minutes away from now, this is what's going to happen. Not necessarily, particularly with Protoss and, of course, with Terran. There's a lot of variety that you can do right here. That chrono boost doesn't necessarily mean anything. However, these 2 gateways might not be a 4-gateway. It may not. This could be a 3-gateway into a robotics facility. It is a possibility. Keep an eye on his resources, folks. Keep an eye on it. Another chrono boost on the warp gate. It is certainly looking increasingly likely, but you never know. You never know. KiwiKaKi is not known for 4-gateway attacks, really. It's not something that he is particularly fond of doing, but we'll find out. Will it be a 3-gateway and a robotics push with a second? There we go, a second assimilator coming down right there. It still remains to be seen. StarLife scouts him out. He has spotted those 2 gateways, no 3 as of yet. In the meantime, what's StarLife doing? StarLife going straight through to a starport. Tech Lab coming down so we can see either Banshee or Raven harassment. Raven harassment is actually something that StarLife really likes to do. I've seen him do it in a variety of tournaments, including the Frag for Cancer tournament. He was able to mass Raven very effectively. Don't know how effective that'll be in this particular environment, though. We will find out. Right now, we are not looking for 4 gateways attack at all from KiWiKaKi. He does have an assimilator, so he's not actually put anything in it yet, really, aside from that single probe, so he's not going heavy into that. In the meantime, however, here comes the Stalker aggression, and no stim pack available right now. So KiWiKaKi might be able to snipe at that bunker. However, a lot of damage coming in right there. KiWiKaKi loses a Stalker, needs to get that fixed up immediately. Banshee on the way for him. An additional warp in, a lot more pressure coming in. Still only 3 gateways, but still this is a sustainable kind of attack. And with the lack, and I do mean the lack of Marauders, as well as the lack of stim pack available for StarLife. StarLife's going to have to hold this line quite carefully. SCV's already pulled off the line to deal with this. No expansion right now. And it remains to be seen as to what KiWiKaKi will actually try and do here. Brings it down right now on the supply depot. A lot more damage coming in. Additional warp-ins. And I'm actually very concerned right now for StarLife. I'm not entirely convinced he's going to be able to hold this. That's a lot of Stalkers, even with a siege tank. And the thing is, no siege tech. That's the critical thing. If he had siege tech right now, that would be way more useful. He's still able to do a little bit of damage to that Stalker, but it pulls off before the shield goes down. And this 3 gateway aggression here from KiWiKaKi is actually working extremely well. And a triple chrono boost. All warp gates being chrono boosted right now to get in additional units and try and get a critical mass before his opponent's able to really do anything. In the meantime, we do have a Banshee rolling out. It's on the way, and how much damage can this Banshee really do? There are no Stalkers in the base. There's no anti-air defense. However, a single warp-in would be able to deal with that quite nicely. It might force KiWiKaKi to rethink his steps a little bit, but I'm not convinced. Here we go. Rains it down on there, and if you actually noticed, a warp-in just came in from KiWiKaKi, so he's actually not able to respond to that right now. That's pretty damn critical. 4 kills. 5 right now for the Banshee. Needs to chrono boost out another warp gate so he can get a Stalker on the field. In the meantime, however, KiWiKaKi's able to break through the bunker. That's the critical thing. Harassment doesn't really matter. If StarLife's going to take huge amounts of damage, and he really is, the siege tech is not available, and KiWiKaKi should be able to do a lot of damage right here, picking off SCVs at an incredibly fast rate, as his opponent is also doing exactly the same thing. However, the Stalker was finally warped in, and the Banshee was forced away, but not without taking 10 probe kills from his opponent. The thing is, KiWiKaKi has exceptional armed forces right here. Reactor going down as well. No reinforcements will be coming in from that anytime soon. Those tanks need to be taken out. Still a lot of damage coming in right here from the tanks. 3 kills right there. Drives him away, but StarLife is being annihilated right now. KiWiKaKi has the forces, reinforcements coming in from the back. In comes the Banshee. However, he's got enough Stalkers on the ground to deal with that. Another Stalker coming in right here. The SCVs, nothing will be left of them, I'm afraid. Nothing will be left of them. And StarLife really has nothing except for this one siege tank coming out, which is going to be immediately surrounded by firepower from the Stalkers. There we go. Zealot gets in there, gets a 1-shot, 2-shot, and 3 takes a Stalker with. That's not going to be enough. GG, ladies and gentlemen. No 4 gateways for KiWiKaKi. Absolutely not. No way. He doesn't need it. That 3 gateway push, extremely effective, exploiting the fact that his opponent went for that fast Banshee, and while it was able to take out 10, and I do mean 10 probes right there, it was not enough, and KiWiKaKi easily able to break through there. No stim available, no deployed siege tanks. The defense just crumpled under the might of KiWiKaKi's Stalker and Zealot Assault. And there you go, folks. That is a 2-0 win in this best-of-3 series for KiWiKaKi, and he advances in the winner's bracket. StarLife going down to the loser's bracket for the time being, and we'll see what kind of success he's able to bring in the rest of the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Total Biscuit, bringing you these games right here from the IGN Pro League. I'll see you next time.